From the ramparts on the Red Fort, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has delivered his longest ever speech for the Independence Day. Yes, we are talking about the Prime Minister Narendra Modi Independence Day speech. And in this session, we are going to discuss that what are the highlights of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi Independence Day speech and why it is important to have a discussion on Prime Minister Narendra Modi Independence Day speech, because it gives you and it gives the countrymen's direction that in which direction this government will work. Hello and welcome to the in new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about highlights of Prime Minister Narendra Modi Independence Day speech. And why this speech is important, because this is for the first time after forming this third time government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has delivered his longest speech ever. So moving towards the points of discussion part. So in this discussion, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss the highlights about this thing. After that, we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. Moving towards the discussion part. So before moving to the discussion part, as you already know that Drishti IAS has come up with the 40% discount on all the online courses and pen drive courses. And if you want to avail this thing, you can call on to this number. And why this discount has been given? So this discount has been given because this is the Independence Day time and this is the Independence Day sale for you all. And this offer is valid till 18th of the August. So click, there is a link in the description. So click on that thing. Now we'll come to the news part. So as you already know that this was the 78th Independence Day, and as I have already told you into the introduction that this was the first speech after the third time forming the government by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that's why this speech was significant, because that tells you that in which direction this government will work and what is the focus of the government this time we have. And this is the longest ever speech by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Earlier, he spoke for 96 minutes in 2016, but he broke his own record and this time it was of the 98 minutes. So this news we are going to cover up in today's session. Coming to the highlights part. So the government and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has focused on the women's safety. And why it is important to have a discussion on women's safety, because recently we have seen that the country is angry because of the Kolkata horror, because of the Muzaffarpur horror, and because of so many things are happening against the women's dignity. And it is happening in Uttarakhand, it is happening in West Bengal, it is happening in Bihar. And it is not just happening in these three states. All over the India, women are not safe in this country. So in his speech, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has highlighted that the state governments must look for the safety and security of the women, and they should take care of the administration and all these things. So he had highlighted about the women's safety, and he said that it is unfortunate that women are facing, the daughters and mothers of this country are facing such kind of the huge problem where their dignities is compromised. So this is the thing. Then he has discussed about the Uniform Civil Code. So we had recently seen that Uttarakhand has implemented this Uniform Civil Code. So this time also Prime Minister Narendra Modi has highlighted about the Uniform Civil Code, and he said that whatever the existing system we have, this is communal in nature and that does not advocate the solidarity across the religion. So Uniform Civil Code is very secular in nature, and if it will come to this country, it will advocate secularism and it will advocate brotherhood among the people. So this is about the Uniform Civil Code. And he has also discussed about three terms, and 3D he has discussed: demography, democracy and diversity. And he said that if any countries has all these 3D, which is demography, democracy and diversity, any country can prosper. And if we have to face any kind of the problems, we are ready to face any kind of the problem with these three strengths, which is demography, democracy and diversity. Now we'll come to the other highlights. The other highlights is the Bangladesh. So as you already know that what had happened in the Bangladesh, the Prime Minister has to leave the country. And this was very unfortunate situation for the Bangladesh, because there was a huge breach of law and order into that country. And this time Independence Day speech has a mention of Bangladesh, and he has said that it is unfortunate that what we have seen in Bangladesh, and we never wanted that our any neighborhood country should face like this. So we always wanted that our neighbors should remain in peace, and we always promote peace in the country. And he said that we all Indians are with the Bangladesh in this grave situation. So this is about the Bangladesh. And he said that what is happening in Bangladesh, especially against the minorities, especially against the Hindus of Bangladesh, the Prime Minister Modi said that 140 crore of Indians are with those minorities of Bangladesh. Now we'll come to the next one. Next one is about the reforms. So he has mentioned that this is an environment of status quo, and the common citizen of this country wants that there should be the change, and for that change reforms are required. And he assured that reforms will be taken out in this country to maintain the country's prosperity. So this is about that reforms, and people are waiting for the reform. So the reform is needed in this country. Then he had discussed about the one nation and one election, and he has said that across all the states and across all the country, there are always a election. In every 3 to 6 months we have elections, and that is creating hurdles in the smooth functioning of the governance. So he said that this government is advocating for the one nation and one election, so that we cannot face much hurdles, and in order to smoothen the governance we need one nation and one election. And he said that the nation has to come forward for one nation and one election. So this is about the one nation and one election. Now we'll come to the other highlights, which is about the natural calamity. So recently Prime Minister had visited Kerala regarding the Wayanad, and so many other parts of the countries are facing flood kind of the situation. Landslides are happening, mudslidings are happening. So many calamities are faced by different citizens of this country. So he has mentioned that the country is facing such kind of things, and we are with the people, and we are our concerns with those people who are affected with the natural calamities. And he had also discussed about the India's voice of the global south. So in his long speech he has discussed about the G20. He has also discussed about the India's voice of the global south, and he says that this time India is getting recognized everywhere. Recently he visited Bali, and there he had discussed that people are asking me about the digital India, that how India had progressed a lot in the terms of digital thing. And he had discussed about that India being a voice of the global south is creating lots of opportunity for the other countries. And they were in corona period and in this war kind of situation, so many countries has stopped their supply chain. But in this situation also, India had not stopped their supply chain, and we are still in a progressive mood. So he had said about this thing that India's participation in the global economy, global supply chain, and with the place that India has earned for itself. So he had discussed about that how India has successfully implemented and successfully projected itself as a voices of the global south, and India is walking into this direction. He had also mentioned about that in COVID period how countries has prospered. Despite of several challenges, India was able to help to all those countries who are in the need, and so many things had been stopped across the world, but India keep moving. So this is about that thing. And he had also focused about the youth power of this country, and he said that being the largest democracy of the world, and numerically also we are largest democracy of the world, we have the highest number of youth population, and we have the population highest in number under 30. And this is the right opportunity for the India, that we need to utilize all those opportunities, and we are creating more opportunities for the youth. And today youths of this country are fortunate that they are getting so much of opportunity, and we will not fail as a nation to create more opportunity for the youths of this country. And he also said that to making this country digital and more aware, the people from north, what you can say, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, and not just mega cities had contributed, the youths of the tier 1 and tier 2 cities had contributed. They had developed so many Android apps, they had developed so many digital things which we should be proud of. So this is the highlight of the PM speech. Now we'll come to the question part. The question is, which year marked the last occasion when simultaneous elections were held in India? 1951, 1957, 1962, 1967. So you have to answer this into the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.